everybody, Danny J here along with LeGrand Jackson. On with us, Damian War Savage. How you doing, Damian?
I'm good, gentlemen, and you?
Very good, very good. Good to have you on here. This is season 1, episode 1 of Capes Not Included, right here on the DJB Productions YouTube channel. Go to DJB Productions, click on subscribe. We have That Way Cool Wrestling Show, DJs After Dark, and now Capes Not Included. Great new show for you here for all the superhero and geek fans. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff in fandom today, as well as each week. We'll have a new show right up here on YouTube. You'll be able to check it out. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about. And today, what I wanted to talk about is The Walking Dead, because we just had the end of the Rick Grimes era on The Walking Dead, and we're gonna check things out from there. Obviously, LeGrand is.
Who cares about
here, come over a little bit so you can get in the screen.
Look, Mighty Mouse. That's all I care about. I don't care about Rick Grimes. I don't care about The Walking Dead. It's just too much. I don't care. They didn't follow the books, and now they're trying to bring it back.
Well, here's the deal, though. I mean, here's the deal, though. When you try to follow the books, though, the books have the opportunity to go into detail about a lot of different stuff. And when you're dealing with a limited time frame of visual content, you're going to have to do some writer embellishment because you have to get along.
Been on the air for 15 years now. Rick Grimes should have been gone about 12 years ago.
I know.
Carl was supposed to take over. None of it happened.
None of it happened at all.
I liked Merle. Where's Merle? Why did
Bring back Merle.
He got turned into a zombie. Daryl didn't.
Merle should have came back and brought up a zombie uprising.
With his mechanical arm with the knife on it and like a coat hanger.
Eating like live chickens and shit. How great would that have been? But some unique stuff they did with it. The thing about it is The Walking Dead at this point, and we were kidding about a lot of stuff, but like with The Walking Dead and this coming into the season, a lot of people were like, all right, how much longer can we go? Mm-hmm. Now we had a couple seasons where there wasn't even any zombies on the fucking show, right? And it was
a zombie show with
no zombies, right? And
perfectly manicured lawns and everything, so
yeah, because apparently lawnmowers work, but you're talking about not having, you had a very focus on Negan and which by itself was a good storyline. I mean, obviously you're starting to see that the monsters are not just the undead; the monsters are some of the living, and that was the point of it. But they really got back into, let's throw some zombies out there. And some people needed to be eaten. Let's face it, because we kind of missed that in a couple seasons of people getting bitten.
That was oddly sexual.
Yeah, they had to get eaten. People had to get eaten. Damian, people had to be eaten. So
no complaints from me over here.
So with that, they do the end of the Rick Grimes episode, and I thought honestly they were just going to kill him off. I really was kind of waiting for that moment that they actually gave to Merle. We brought up Merle. Remember when Merle got his like, oh shit, Merle's now a zombie, type of episode, and it was like very emotional. Like, and you wanted to cry because Merle of all fucking people was a zombie.
Because Merle was a true fighter.
You know what I mean?
I don't care. Lost my hand. I'm still in it.
He was the guy you love to hate. He was like an anti-hero in a sense. Merle,
like Negan.
He was, kind of like Negan. You know what I mean? In a sense. And how cool that would have been, like a Merle Negan interaction. Mm-hmm. I would think that would have been fantastic. But so we get the Rick Grimes, and then by this time, if you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it because I'm going to spoil the shit out of this fucking thing right now. They don't kill Rick off, although the end
was all a dream.
I wished it was. It was like a St. Elsewhere fucking thing. Damien, are you old enough to watch St. Elsewhere?
Maybe if I ask my mom.
Did you ever watch that show? Do you remember ER? Were you old enough for ER?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, George Clooney and all that.
Well, ER was a little more graphic than St. Elsewhere. Let's just put it down.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Way more graphic.
St. Elsewhere, just like the title in Preludes, is that it was very romantic soap opera-ish hospital. with subtitles. Yeah, because it was in the days of Hill Street Blues and shit like that.
Hey,
so
Howie Mandel was a doctor. So
Howie Mandel was a doctor, and that's where he first does that thing where he blows the glove up on his head.
The dude who was the voice for Bobby's World.
Yeah, he was a voice for Bobby's World. That's right.
Very true.
Oh,
Generic.
So there you go. So with that being said, we get a beautifully done episode. I mean, I really do say a beautifully done episode. But the one thing that was brought up in a couple different other shows was that in there, instead of getting like he's dying, Rick is dying in this last episode, and it's kind of like his life is flashing before his eyes, and he's seeing these different guilts coming up and stuff like that. Because we see Shane, and we see what's his face, the old man, Maggie's father.
Yeah.
Why I forget that, and the poor man passed away after he filmed the episode. But then he gets like this moment of truth when he walks through and he sees everybody dead. And it would have been a scene where you would have expected to see his ex-wife.
Yes.
And you don't see his ex-wife, you see Sasha. Because Sasha was fresh off of Star Trek. So let's fucking give her some more work, right? And
that didn't work out too well.
You're right. Well, no, I liked it. Did you watch it?
It was.
I don't want to get off. I don't want to get off. Star Trek.
No. Let's get back.
It's coming back in January.
Let's get back to Dick not dying.
So Dick is not dying now. So Rick is not dying, but he gets this emotional pep talk from Sasha. And honestly, I didn't see when she was alive on the show the major connection between Rick and Sasha for her to be that important to say something to him. Obviously, Shane. Obviously, he looked up to Maggie's father.
Carl.
Carl would have been
anybody.
Great. Carl would have been perfect if he didn't want to go back that far to bring back his wife. Bring back Carl because Carl was fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Sasha you might as well have gotten Abraham. You know what I mean? Or even, dude.
Put Glenn's head back.
Put Glenn's back. Yeah. Glenn's like talking, his eye keeps falling out. He keeps pushing it back up. yeah. And the whole scene is like him trying to figure out what Glenn's saying because Glenn can't talk anymore.
Oh, you're messed up.
But that would have been entertaining as fuck, man. If you saw like a fucking beat the fuck up Glenn with his eye popping out, he keeps pushing it back in. You're not listening to me. And he's like, I don't understand, Carl. But we get an episode where Rick does not die, and not even a cliffhanger.
No,
you know what I mean? Like they really if it would have died, when the bridge exploded, I said, "There's the end of Rick."
Right.
I said, but you don't see what happened so Rick could come back
right
at any given time. Give it 3 seasons, and all of a sudden, what the fuck? It's Rick. What the fuck? You could have something like that. But then they go further, and you see him get whisked away. By Garbage Lady. I forget her name. But by Garbage Lady, who is oddly hot. I don't know why she's hot, but she's hot for some reason. I don't know why. And
she smells like
garbage. But she gets pulled away. The fuck, this show's going in a handbasket real quick. So he gets whisked away by the guys in the helicopters.
Oh,
and you're like, all right, well, that kind of like was uneventful in a sense. It kind of like let me down a little bit.
Anticlimactic.
If they would have stopped it at Rick at the bridge blowing up.
When everybody was running for Rick because the bridge had blown and you got everybody just swinging and
Damien's Daryl is crying because he lost Rick. This was like an emotional thing, like holy. And then that last line, it's like, I found him. When he said, I found his family, like it was his last line before he blows the fuck up. Like, I'm like, this is epic. That's the way Rick Grimes should go out, is like that.
Mr. Colt Python himself. I mean, you gotta figure he has to go out in the most epic way possible. But it just...
And he goes out in a chopper.
It's like the end. How did Walking Dead turn into the end of MASH?
Yeah, right. They should have played the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it
I'm
was
sorry,
something
this
like
is another reference to Damien.
Damien, did you watch this?
What, MASH?
No, not MASH, but the end of Rick Grimes.
No.
No, well, thanks for being on the show, Damien.
I kind of wish I was there with him.
But you know what I mean? I kind of wish I was with Damien watching something else. But no, it was a great show. It was really beautifully done. It really was. That was my one complaint. The two complaints was the Sasha thing and the very end. And then they lead us into the next chapter, which is kind of weird because what it is, my wife said it too. We thought Rick would have lasted the season, and it would have been at the end of the season. We see the end of Rick, but you're only a couple episodes in,
right? And
now they're doing
for 2 seasons.
They're doing like a season. What you would do in another seain. They're jumping ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like you're only a couple episodes in, and all of a sudden, like, boom, now it's like fucking 5-6 years later. And I'm like, what the fuck? And but it gets into some really, really interesting characters because now we're gonna get new characters on there. Right. One of which is the goofy uncle from the Goldbergs, which I recognized him immediately on there. I'm like, oh, it's that guy's always fucking borrowing money from Murray.
He was also in the movie Balls of Fury.
Was he really?
Yes,
oh yeah, he was. Yes, he was. That's right. That's right. And then we get introduced to the Whisperers, and the Whisperers. A lot of people, because I saw people on social media saying, "Hey, how you doing? I've been whispering." Now the Walking Dead are talking, and it's like, no, the Walking Dead are not evolving. They're not talking. There's a group called the Whisperers, who, for all intents and purposes, they pose as the Walking Dead.
Right.
So that they can get around. And it goes back to the basics of when they rubbed guts on them.
Right.
And just kind of walked around them. But they really take it to another level. They must have been like art majors. Could you imagine that? Like this group of Whisperers, they're so ominous. It turns out they were just like fucking theater art kids from like Upper Darby to make it local for us. Right. And then they go in and they because you hear them say, "Where are they?" And they commit because they're fucking slurring their words and they're fucking choking and all kinds of shit. And but we get introduced to them, and what their dynamic is would be interesting because it's so funny how the Walking Dead, which for all intents and purposes is the end of the world.
Yes,
you know, it is the end of the world. You see how these people are like, because we really struggle with the garbage lady and her people. Like, how the fuck? This shit only happened like 5 years ago. How the fuck did you stop learning how to speak? Like, they started speaking like cave people for some reason. Like, I didn't understand that part at all. Damien, do you watch The Walking Dead at all?
Here and there, but not enough to string any 2 or 3 episodes together.
Thanks for Damien, thanks for being on the show. I appreciate your time on here.
Getting paid the big bucks, man.
Yeah, you know.
Man, you know.
Damien just gets paid to come on. We just want to see his face.
Oh.
Just want to see his face. There you go. But we're interrupting his sleep time. I understand that, you know.
Oh yeah.
But it's okay.
The sacrifices I made.
Yeah, exactly. But we did have, just to give you an idea, that this is season 1, episode 1. We do have another compadre that comes on the show. We had some technical difficulties this morning. So Bob Taylor, Bobby T, was not able to be on the episode today due to some technical difficulties on his part. He's not in the studio with me and LeGrand. And obviously Damien's remote to his location as well. So we do hope to have Bobby T on in future episodes once he comes on, because he's a pinnacle part of Capes Not Included as well. I just wanted to make that mention right now. A lot of other things to talk about with The Walking Dead was that, you know, with that, you know, being said, you know, now we're getting into a different era. They can write stuff out. They've kept very candid to the books for the most part, with the exception of certain things. But now they have the opportunity now to write a lot of different shit and to bring it in different scenarios and stuff like that. And you know, they said that they have a long game set aside. You know, they're talking about now doing made for television movies. They feel that made for TV movies is like the next thing. And AMC produces the fuck out of stuff. I mean, they really
their production is incredible,
unbelievable. So I mean, to say that there's going to be, I believe they said there's going to be 3 Rick Grimes movies, and then potentially having movies for Maggie, because Maggie's leaving the show too.
Yeah,
eventually. She's hot. She is really hot. He's like killer her off. She had a baby for 3 years in her belly. She did. Yeah, I understand that too. That was another thing. The Walking Dead allows you to be pregnant for 3 years. It was almost like fucking Joe's wife on Family.
Oh, from Family Guy, yeah.
She was fucking pregnant for 6 years. It's so stupid. And the baby came out normal. You know, but they're talking about having different movies and stuff like that, made for TV movies, just to kind of like do that arc of like what happened to Rick when he went with this other group. And which I find interesting, because now we're going to bring Rick into a different situation with different people. He's probably not going to be the leader anymore in that sense. And how's that dynamic going to work? Who are these people? Why do they have technology? Why do they have access to stuff that the survivors don't have?
Look, because they are the ones who found the last operating Radio Shack.
Yeah,
in the apocalypse.
In the apocalypse, it was in Broomall, by the way. Radio Shack. They got some Optimus equipment.
Wow.
And they said, "Hey, I got some RCA cables and a microphone from a karaoke machine. We could do this." That's what they did.
They found the only working cassette deck they could find that was left on the planet. They found an old A-Team cassette tape. They played the theme, they started building shit.
They jumped in a chopper. That chopper is actually not really a chopper. It was made out of boxes and balsa wood.
Wow.
How about the A-Team? No, but it's kind of interesting to see what those people are going to do. Hal Garbage Lady, and I feel bad for saying Garbage Lady because I forget her name. Sophia. I think it was Sophia. Her name.
I don't care what her name is.
Garbage Lady.
Right now, because you've called her
she blew more than 3 times. She blew the priest.
Oh God. She is forever Garbage Lady.
I love how in that scene though with the priest, he goes, "Well, hey, I'm not Catholic." You know, I don't have to take a vow of celibacy. I'm just putting it out there. You know, if you want to receive communion. I'm just saying. He said, "Ain't no sin over here." You know, it's like, that was great. I said he must be an Episcopalian. I don't want to make fun of any fucking thing. But the cool thing about Episcopal is that if you rearrange the letters, it says Pepsi Cola. Did you know that? Damien, write it down.
What?
Write down Episcopal. You know, the religion Episcopal.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you rearrange all the letters, it spells Pepsi Cola. There's a little fun fact for you.
Really?
Fucking right, it does.
Pepsi.
You come up with that yourself?
I did not come up with that myself. A fucking Episcopalian priest fucking told me that, because I had world cultures when I was a child, and I never forgot that, because that was the coolest thing about that religion. I said, I want to go to that Pepsi Cola religion.
I was going to say, did you get that off a support call at work or something?
Support call. I know, right? Here's a fun fact for you while you're not working on my stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
oh
God. but you know, that was a cool thing, because I was like, oh, the priest is finally getting some. Maybe he'll get that fucking pole out of his ass. Now he's fucking like half blind and shit. It's like, dude, stop it. It's the end of the world, dude. Nobody's fucking turning to religion anymore at all. You know what I mean? So just fucking get yourself some. If it has to be Garbage Lady, get it with Garbage Lady. Poor Garbage Lady. She looks better after she let her bangs grow in. I don't know if you noticed that.
What is this person's actual name?
I think I want to say it's Sophia. It doesn't matter.
Is that a much more pleasant name than Garbage Lady?
Nah, no, it's not.
Oh, well, I stand corrected.
In Archie Comics, you got a kid named Rughead. You really think Garbage Lady?
Nughead, not
Jughead, Rughead, whatever the fuck he is. I don't know.
Rughead.
Jughead. You know, whatever.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
I think we're talking about The Walking Dead. And,
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Damn, he doesn't even watch the fucking show.
It's been over 23 years. I think I've seen about 12 episodes.
He said, I've seen 2 episodes. I know there's dead people on there. Do they actually die? He's like, Damien doesn't know the concept of the show. He's over there watching Charmed.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, you're very creative. I have a little higher standards than that.
Stupid. But no, what a great
that was his classic Charm, not the new one.
Oh no. Some people said they liked the new one. I didn't watch the old one. Although I used to watch the
asphyxiation.
I used to well, yeah, I know. I mean, I used to watch. I would watch the commercials for Charm because every fucking girl in there was ridiculously hot, and the new one they're kind of cute, but I'm like, I really don't give a shit about the show. I really don't care at all. If anything, it just pisses me off because they fucking moved Supergirl to Sunday nights.
Actually, I don't mind. Well, I do and I don't, because Supergirl being on Sunday nights gives me something to watch on Sunday besides like Big Bang Theory reruns on TBS.
Well, it leads into The Walking Dead, which is what we're talking about today. See, I just did that. I transitioned. That's a DJ thing.
So here's the problem, and I'm gonna put this out there. Here's my problem. I don't care about The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
They've been playing with things for too much, adding extra characters.
Mm-hmm.
The storyline has been diluted, and then they're trying to rebolster everything and trying to bring it back. And Rick should have been gone. Carl should have been in charge. I want Jeffrey Dean Morgan to get killed off as Negan so he can go back to Supernatural as the dad.
Yeah.
Because he was awesome there. But it's just...
I don't know. I was kind of thinking that Negan, if he steps up, because he had a turning point with his character where it was like, you know what, dude? I put on a fucking facade for so fucking long. And now that people called me on my bullshit, in a sense,
yeah,
he's like, I just want to be with my wife. And the bottom line is, I'm a human being. I'm not this bad person that I became.
Okay.
I think I was acting. I think it almost like he was acting out. He was acting out in rage of losing his wife, which made him more endearing as a character. And like, he could be the new Rick.
Yeah.
I mean, he really could, but it would. The problem is getting over the trust issues of, like, you beat the fuck out of Glenn. I mean, his fucking eyeball fell the fuck out. You know what I mean? And now and ever since that episode, they now put a disclaimer before the show. It is funny because it's fucking eyes. He's like, I'll remember you. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking remember you too. Your eyes fucking falling out. You know, imagine that, Dave.
You have such an eloquent way to describe these things.
It was fucking epic. You know what I mean? What a great fucking
epic is one word for it, that's for sure.
You know, well, Dan, you're recently married. Imagine like you're in love with your husband, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you're in love with your husband. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying imagine that you're in love with your husband.
Jesus
and
Christ,
and
why can't he love his husband?
boy.
I don't know. I just fucking playing reality for a second. Just like they did with the fucking Walking Dead. And your husband's there, and he's like, and Negan. We'll put Negan in there. Fucking Negan's a real guy. Or no, here you go. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the fucking actor, comes out with a baseball bat, and he beats the fuck out of your husband, right? His eye falling out, and he looks to you with his eye fucking dangling down here. He sees his foot, and he sees you at the same time, and he's like, Damien, I'll always remember you. You'd be like, holy shit, motherfucker, your eye's fucking falling out. That's what you're going to say, dude.
No, I take action. I'm from Upper Darby.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm getting a fucking petition.
Yeah. No time for conversation, sir.
Sir, let me tell you something. I'm not going to resort to physicalities. I'm going to get a petition, and I'm going to make sure that people know about what you've done. Sir, I'm sorry I married you with your eye fucking falling out. I remember you too. I'm out. I'm getting signatures.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. I'm getting signatures. Damien is an activist. I just wanted to say, we make fun of Damien because he's He's very, very good in the community. He's a very upstanding person in the Upper Darby community, and he does do a lot of petitions, just so you know.
Yeah, with people's eyes falling out. When I walk up
eyes falling out. He goes around door to door. Hi, I'm representing people whose eyes are falling out, and I just want to sign a petition to make sure that people remember them. Would you mind signing my petition?
Well, if anyone can make it sound good, it would be me.
Yeah, I want you to do that, dude. I want you to record it, go up to like fucking 12 houses with a fucking legit petition saying for eyeball falling out awareness.
Can I do it on your block? Because I know where you live.
Do it on my block. I would sign that motherfucker in a second. I'd be like, yeah, we should be aware of people with their eyes fucking falling out.
You know, because when Jeffrey Dean Morgan turns your head into a donut.
I want people to be aware of Jeffrey Dean Morgan and his baseball bat. That would be the funniest thing. That like you took it to like a weird fucking level where it's like you mixed reality and fucking fantasy and said, wait a minute. Well, that happened on The Walking Dead, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan was playing a character named Negan. No. It was Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He had a baseball bat, and he beat fucking Glenn's eyeball out of his head. And I want to show awareness. That's what you should do. Be passionate.
What is the topic of this particular episode?
We're talking about The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
We're talking about The Walking Dead. Thanks for getting us back on track real quick.
Question, do we do commercials for this show?
We don't do any.
Or does anybody want to be associated with this at all?
With this show? Canon Entertainment. You can see we're in the Canon Entertainment studios.
Okay.
So you can go to canonentertainment.com. I love how he's like, you got any commercials to play? Go to canonentertainment.com for all your DJ needs in the Delaware County area. You can also go to djbproductions.com. That's where you can get myself and various DJs to DJ your events as well. It's a joint effort between the two companies. And also go onto YouTube and look up DJB Productions and subscribe. You'll see That Way Cool Wrestling Show, DJs After Dark, and Capes Not Included as a part of your viewing pleasure. Subscribe it, share it. We do hope you have fun with it. That type of thing. Damien, do you have anything to plug?
That's legal or illegal?
Legal.
Oh, well, that's
keep us on YouTube.
No, I don't.
Nothing. Okay, Damien has nothing. LeGrand, do you have anything to plug?
I'm not saying a word.
Witness Protection Program.
There we go. Well, this was a fantastic episode, just so you know. Once again, this is season 1, episode 1 of Capes Not Included. For LeGrand Jackson, for Damien War Savage, my name is Danny J.
Don't forget Bob.
And Bob Taylor. Bobby T will be on very, very soon. We got to get the technical difficulties set up. Because Bobby T is a very integral part. He's a very huge comic book guy. So he's going to be on the show as well. So for these fine gentlemen, my name is Danny J. Until next time, keep your cape in the wind and your eyes to the stars. We'll see you next time.